this week's Pickstarter, let's be honest, it's all going to be about one Kickstarter in particular. So let's get to it for the week of March 30th, 2020.
Frosthaven has officially launched on Kickstarter. It's the sequel to Gloomhaven, one of the most successful games in recent years, from Cephalofair Games and designer Isaac Childress, which was, of course, a giant campaign-based dungeon crawl affair. This one is the same type of gameplay, but it expands in a number of ways. You now have your own personal base that you'll be expanding upon and adding new buildings to. There's a crafting system where you can create your own weapons from different types of loot that you may find during battle. There is a book of puzzles for you to encounter that you'll be solving along the way of your adventures. And of course, there are brand new classes for you to play with all new gameplay styles and brand new enemies for you to fight against. Obviously, this is a huge deal, and it is very well funded already. In fact, I think I haven't looked at it very recently, but it was already 7 times past its initial funding goal. It's obviously huge. We talked a fair bit about this game after we saw a preview of it at PAX Unplugged last year, and from what I can tell, a lot of the stuff that's on this looks to be right in line with what they told us a few months ago, but now we get a better look at some of the, the finalized, or at least more finalized at this stage, artwork and components. But it's pretty crazy. What do you think, Will, about, how incredibly successful this has been? I guess it's not a shock.
Well, I think it's funny because our last Pickstarter, I think we brought it up in our viewer comment stream that 2 out of the 3 we talked about were canceled. So we were thinking like, man, I guess there won't be any really good Kickstarters right now. But then, Frosthaven just comes in and is like, yeah, about that.
Yeah, it's surprising. Part of me thought that they might have delayed it, they might have pushed it, but they, I guess, thought, and correctly so, that Frosthaven is too big to fail. There is nothing can stop people from pre-ordering this game. I actually was surprised. So of course there's expansions and add-ons you can get. The core set is going for $100. I think the original Gloomhaven was $150, if I recall correctly. I look at that and, for most games, $100 sounds insane. For Frosthaven, I'm like, wow, good deal. $100 for this game. Yeah, so, that's awesome that they're able to do that through the Kickstarter. And so clearly, if you have an interest in this game, if you can save $60, probably a lot of stores will discount it, but it seems like a pretty great price for it. And, we said a lot of this again in our other video, but as I think 2 people who were less enthusiastic about Gloomhaven than most fans, there are a lot of things that I am really excited about in Frosthaven. All the ones that I mentioned, I think, sound like really fun add-ons that I do think will enhance the game. And I'm really interested to, really try some of those new classes because, it's just impressive to me how they can come up with all these varied and unique different classes that play very differently with their own styles. I think that's really fun, and I'm interested to hear what people who are more more hardcore Gloomhaven players, when they play this game more, what they find are people's favorites or what they think they like, etc.
Yeah, I know some people suggested that the reason that some Kickstarters might be failing or canceled was because everyone's already just saving for Frosthaven.
Yeah, which is probably not too far off. This is clearly where a lot of people, I think, have been putting their money into. And it's, like we said, it's huge. It's taking off in a big, big way. I don't think we need to really recommend it to you, but it's nice to see that, in this time right now where it seems like, Kickstarters are being canceled, products or new releases are being pushed and delayed. Now this one might be delayed too eventually. I'm not sure. It's far off enough.
If you're doing a Kickstarter, you should always plan for delay. Not even them.
The backers.
If you're going to back something, don't be like, I'm going to get in time for a birthday, a Christmas gift.
Yeah,
don't
but
expect
I think
that.
even in this case, depending on where the manufacturing schedule is, what that's like, this could be pushed even beyond what they think it will right now. But we'll see. It might. I think it's supposed to be released, or at least it was originally, for a year from now, 2021. So we'll see how well that holds up. But Yeah, it's exciting. I think there's no reason not to get this unless you still haven't finished Gloomhaven, and let's be honest, there's probably plenty of content there, and you probably don't need this. But I don't think you're not going to get your money's worth if you actually have the time in the group to play it. We've got a couple other smaller titles for you that hopefully won't be canceled before this video is released. Here is They Live, Assault on Cable 54, which is being put out by Iconic Studios, of course based on the classic John Carpenter film, They Live. This is a cooperative game with a hidden traitor element. You're going to be trying to complete missions by finding certain objects in the world and delivering them to different safe houses, so to speak, around the map. And then there's going to be one final push to shut down the cable network that's putting out this evil propaganda messages into the world before it's too late, while those of you who are hidden amongst you, who are trying to sabotage things, are going to be trying to put things in the wrong places, give everyone weapons that don't work, for example. But the thing that really, the gimmick, I think, of this game that I think is actually pretty cool is that it comes with a pair of glasses. So just like in the movie, if you're wearing those glasses, you'll be able to see hidden messages on cards. And that is how you'll determine, a player will use those one at a time and look at some cards and say, oh, these ones are the right items. And if they're a good guy, they'll tell the truth. If they're a bad guy, they might purposefully just take a card that's not so good and put it in there. And that's even how your personal player cards work too. Unlike most games where your hidden roll is a card that's secret. In this one, they're face up. It's just that you have to use the glasses to be able to tell if you're a good guy or a bad guy, which I think is a really fun gimmick. I love, obviously this is a cool theme. I've enjoyed both the Thing board games and the Big Trouble in Little China board games. I know people have mixed feelings about those, but I liked them. So maybe this will be 3 for 3 for me for John Carpenter movie games. I'm a little hesitant because Iconic Studios, I don't think they've done anything else before. So, sometimes with these licensed games that can be iffy, and I don't, so I'm a little unsure about that. And also with these kinds of hidden traitor games like this, sometimes they can also be clunky in some ways. I just think the glasses gimmick is cool, so it might be worth it for that.
I mean, depending on how they use the glasses gimmick, that could really make it stand out a bit more from other Betrayer games somehow. Like, I don't know, like you're allowed to look at 2 cards, the glasses or something. Or 1, and you have to decide, like, do I wait until I can build up more so I can look at more things or something, I have not seen the movie. I don't know if you have.
I have, yeah, not for a long time though.
So I don't know. I'm also curious, like, is that one you'd be like, yeah, this makes sense as a board game?
Yeah, I think that it's probably not the first thing you would think of, but neither is Big Trouble in Little China. So I think that they could make it work in a cool way. I don't think there's any reason why not. But it remains to be seen. It goes for $60 if you want to take a look, put on your glasses, see if you can see through the lies of this campaign of They Live.
It's April Fool's Day, and for my little Kickstarter pick, which is not a joke, is the one April Fool's joke I tend to like, and that's from Pierson Games. They tend to do a small Kickstarter, and last year we actually got the cats, which were actually the cats from Lovecraftian lore that could be used in his games. And this year we have the Cannon Yellow. This is a energy drink, unfortunately only available in the US, that will in no way drive you insane. But in addition to that, they have excellent prints of not only the King Yellow, but Hastur, and a giant miniature of Hastur and the King Yellow that you can use in all his games, including the Planet Apocalypse, which most backers should be receiving now, myself included. I got it just a few days ago. It's a small thing. It's a few days, but I just like these jokes where they're like, it's a real thing though that you can use in a game.
Mm-hmm. It's like when Think Geek used to exist, and they would make an April Fool's product, but then people liked it, so they actually made it.
Exactly. So it's like the joke is that it's real.
It's just something funny as opposed to it's something you can actually get. I mean, do you actually get an energy drink, or is that part of joke?
That is, it's in the pledge level, so I assume it's real.
I wonder what it is.
And they do know the Cannon Yellow is only shipped to U.S. addresses.
Okay. I guess drink distribution overseas is a bit tougher.
Probably involving laws or whatever is actually in the can, that kind of fun stuff. But the miniature is cool too. And like I said, it is funny that it works in all his games. He's almost like old Konami. like how Metal Gear could read, like if you had played other Konami games, Metal Gear would read those and like Psycho Mantis would say stuff. He just seems like, yes, get my games and they all work together.
Yeah, it's nice.
So, I mean, take a look. It's only for a few days as of the release of this video, so maybe gone by the time you watch this. But I think it's in good fun in the way I tend to enjoy a good joke, especially in these times when no one wants to be fooled and add more anxiety.
Another Kickstarter that's up as of right now. You may have seen our preview video for it last week, but we'll mention it here. It's Sanctuary, the Keeper's Era, which is a head-to-head two-player card game in the vein of games like Magic and the like, non-collectible, but with some interesting, cool fantasy themes and some cool artwork and different kind of play styles. So maybe take a look at our channel for that one too. But otherwise, those are our picks for the week. Obviously, Frosthaven, the one.
I mean, we were debating just making a separate video just about that. Which this sort of is. But we throw in a little small extra goodies as well.
Yeah, I think they live as interesting. It might not actually be good, but you can go see and determine for yourself what you think. And let us know in the comments how you feel about it and how hard are you going in on Frosthaven. And if you are backing it, have you actually finished Gloomhaven? Or maybe are any of you jumping on Frosthaven for the first time? Or are you getting both together?
That's true. I'm just going all in 2 giant boxes coming in the mail.
I can't imagine. That's intimidating. Let us know.
Until then, I'm Will.
I'm Jonathan.
This has been Pickstarter.
Support our Patreon, like this video, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a thing.
Watch more of our content now to hold back Cthulhu's madness.